So I will create one more function, static void typecasting _3. This is about boxing. So for your understanding, I will give some comments. Right side, this is implicit typecasting. Last class we also discussed what is this comment all about, right? 3 types of comments. So this is the first one, single line comment. This is explicit typecasting. They are all part of casting. So this is called boxing typecasting. And one more we will see, that is called unboxing. So theoretical part of boxing first we'll understand, then we'll go and implement the practical. So parsing we will do later, so I just delete it. So let's focus on the boxing, third one. Definition says when value type is going and sitting in reference type. That means right side of expression will be value type and left side will be reference type. Okay, so you know what is value type and you know what is reference type. Anybody there who remembers how to identify, value type and reference type? So I used to ask questions like this from previous topic. So you should unmute yourself and reply if you have knowledge about it. So how to identify this data type is value type, that data type is reference type? How do you know? Anybody? Fixed memory, okay, and reference type is flexible memory. Okay, all right. So we have list of data type in our notes. So what you remember about reference type? Any specific data type you remember about reference type? Structure is not reference type. Class, string, object, these are all reference type. So we will go for something like string because it's a reference type. So definition says right side you should have value type and left side of the expression should be reference type. So let's do that. I will take one string and one decimal. Okay, so decimal is integer type, value type, and string is reference type. So let's take 2 data type. One is integer or decimal. Let's say my decimal x equal to something. I am not giving any decimal value here. Still it is allowing. You know why? See, this is left side is decimal. Right side I didn't give point something. Simply I gave integer. Still it is allowing me. Why so? Because internally it is offering implicit casting in this line. So right side integer, left side decimal. If you give point something also fine, but if you don't give also fine, because implicitly it is casting that 778 to decimal and storing in x. Similarly, I will take one string variable. Let's say y equal to, within double quote I will take something like this, 245 or so. If you want, you can take point also, no problem, like this, 6, 7 and so on. Okay, so now idea is I want to store one value into another. That means either x into y or y into x, something like that. Okay, how to do? So when it comes boxing, as our definition says, whenever right side you have value type and left side you have reference type, that conversion is called boxing. So right side reference type, value type, right side up equal to symbol. So I will say y equal to x. can I say here right side reference and left side value? Easy, you can say that. But you can see one red color underline below X. So if you take the mouse here, it will say you have to do something. Automatically string cannot be stored in decimal. What you have to do? You have to do some casting. It is saying implicit conversion not possible. Implicit conversion means automatic conversion. Between decimal to string, implicit conversion not possible. You have to do something. Now question arises, why implicit or explicit not possible here? Because you never know what is the data consumed by string. It is flexible. Sometimes it can be bigger than decimal. Sometimes it can be smaller than decimal also. That's why any expression where reference type is included, that will never come under the category of small to large or large to small, because you never know string or object data type, which is called reference type. It will be bigger than the other one or smaller than the other one. Today it is smaller than other one, tomorrow it may be larger than other one. Always I can say decimal is larger than integer, but I cannot say always string is larger than integer or always integer is larger than string. We cannot say that, because string is something which is dynamically allocating the memory as it needed. That's why this will not fall under the implicit and explicit category. That's why they have made separate category called boxing and unboxing. So this time my intention is to remove this double code first of all, and put this 245.67 into X, or other way around, put some 778.00 and store it in string within double quote after applying some double quote. So when we are saying X should be stored in Y, that means right side X and left side Y, then it is called boxing. When opposite, that means Y is going to store in X, then we will say it as unboxing. Okay, so this is boxing, the other one will be unboxing. So should I do here some conversion? Conversion process is same only. So who can advise me here in line number 52, what should I do so that it will convert my decimal to string? Converter to string. Why decimal? Decimal is right side. Always you have to convert as per the left side. Okay, so right side should be converted as per the left side. Remember, always, not only this category, all the categories, always your right side will be compromising as per the left side, because right side data always stored in the left side. Even in algebra, when x equal to y you are writing, or a equal to b you are writing, it is b is going and sitting in a. Okay, right side always goes and sits in b, not vice versa. A doesn't come and sit in b. So who will compromise? Who will be casted? B should be casted as per A. Alright, because B is going and sitting in A. Similarly, here X is going and sitting in Y. So X should be casted as per Y. Is that clear? Now if I will display console.writeLine, I will try to display Y. I will write like this: after boxing, the value of Y is, I wrote here placeholder 0, and here I wrote Y. Now who can tell me what should be the value of this line? $778. Okay, so 778. So here we are expecting 778. So let's see, we will call this function and debug it and see whether it is really happening that way, what we are assuming. So comment this line and call the third function. Put a breakpoint here. Okay, line by line we'll observe whether what we are expecting or assuming it is correct or not. Make sure this is in debug mode. Those who are new today, this is how to debug and understand which line my compiler is doing what. So it came to line number 51. Then F10, F10 and F10. So check X value. In random access memory, it stored that 778 as well as it stored double code 245.67 in Y. Absolutely fine. That means line number 52 and 53, it is perfectly fine. Now I will say F10 again. So that means X was 778, but our intention was to put some double code and store in Y. So if you see Y, you can see it put some double code. That means it converted to string and then stored in Y. Now if I will display Y, obviously this 778 as a string, it will behave and it will concatenate with our sentence called after boxing and it will display. So F10 once more and see the output window. So it concatenated both the sentences, left side sentence and right side sentence. When I say right side sentence, it is only 778 within double code. And then it displayed. So this is how boxing happened. Unboxing is just opposite of this. I can see one raised hand. Rohini, you have any question? Line number 54. I will come to that. That is called parsing. I will come to that. Okay, so this time we are focusing on the casting. So there are two types. One is casting, one is parsing. So we will go to parsing to see what is that toString all about. So is it clear, everybody? Yeah. Let me go to notepad and I will write what we are saying. You said when X is storing Y, right? This is the case. I assume that already X and Y is having some value. Okay. Okay, that means Y equal to X. It will be overwritten. It will overwritten. Yeah. Same like your mathematics. If you assume in algebra and you are saying that Y equal to X, obviously Y value will be overwritten with X value. Okay. Yeah, it will overwrite. Not only in programming language, but also in mathematics. Primary school mathematics I'm talking about. Once you said equal to symbol, left side part will be overwritten with the right side part. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Any other question? Yeah, Arul.
Last class we saw that integer is a value type, string is a reference type.
True. Yeah.
Now we are storing the value.
We are storing the value type inside one reference type. So whenever you store a value type inside a reference type, that time we say it as boxing. Your voice is breaking, but I think you are talking about this. So this is value type goes and sits in reference type. So we will say it as boxing. Opposite of this, we will say it as unboxing. I can see you are on mute. Are you speaking on mute? Okay, I will continue further. I can see, guys, one student you have just joined and you have named it as iPhone. Can you please go there and rename? Similarly, any other people who have joined with computer name or any other family member's name or so, if you rename yourself to your own name, it will be easier for us to take the attendance. And if you are a new student, can you please give a quick introduction? Who is that who renamed iPhone? What's your name actually? Vijaya? Okay, so your video is active, Vijaya. You can just click on that video so that it will be muted. And is it your first class, Vijaya? Okay. Our all other students who have attended last class, they have already mapped with one Google Drive. Okay, so yeah, Arul, just keep on mute. I will talk with you. Vijay and Sana, I think two student joined today first time. So can you please go to chat window and share your Gmail ID as well as your mobile number so that you will be mapped with the group and you will get all the files and recorded videos every day on that. Okay, so you have to go to chat window, share your Gmail ID and share your WhatsApp number, both of you. Yeah, Arul, what you said I could not hear that time. Your voice was breaking. So can you repeat if you have any question now? I hope you are able to hear me. Guys, other people are able to hear me. I don't think any problem from my side. Okay. All right. Maybe it is problem from Arul's side then. Fine. But Sana and Vijaya, you both are able to hear me, right? So go to chat window and share me your Gmail ID and WhatsApp number. I will map you with the group. All right. So let me continue. Arul, if you are able to hear me, then you can ask me later because your voice is breaking. So I'm not able to understand. Any other people who are new today, you too go to chat window and share your Gmail ID so that you can get all the files and folders in the Google Drive, guys. Yeah, able to hear you now, Arul. Okay.
Sir, you told me that last class that is integer and the decimal all are coming under value type, and the strings and the objects class that comes under reference type.
You are right. Yeah.
Now we are string. We are here. We have this string data type with string y equal to some decimal value. Now we are assigning the x value to y, that is string, in decimal to string.
Decimal to string. Yeah.
Y. Okay. Now my question is whether this comes under value type or reference type.
Which one? Left side part or right?
That is y equal to converted to string of x.
Yeah.
So we are assigning the x value to y. So that my question is y comes under y data type is comes under the value type or reference type.
Y will be still reference type only because Y we are not at all doing anything, right? We are converting rather X to string and storing in Y. So value 778 is converted to string 778 and then stored in Y. So who is changing Y? Y is still unchanged, right?
Still y reference type.
Absolutely. Even X is also not permanently changing to reference type. It is saying temporarily change the value and store in Y. But if you say X, still X is integer decimal only. Okay. Still X is decimal only. Imagine here you will store X equal to something. It will still expect numeric only, not double quote something. So you are not permanently changing X to string. Rather, you are saying value of X you change to string and then store in y. So x will be still decimal, y will be still string. Okay, x will be still decimal and y will be still string. So permanently you are not changing the data type of x and y, rather you are just changing the right side variables data into left side variable data type. So no change, it is still, you can say, value type, it is still reference type. Okay, all right. Anybody else, any other queries? Kavya, your video is active, please mute your video. Video is not required. All right, so going to next level. Yeah, any other question? Is it your first class today? Who is this? Avinash. Okay, can you please refer the value type versus reference type video? Quickly I'm telling you, but we have at least discussed about 15 minutes about value type versus reference type. I will suggest please go through that video, you will get to know. But okay, as a quick doubt clearance, I'm just telling you so that in future you will not have doubt. Value type means, imagine you have some number, okay, that number will take some based on the range and data type like integer, short, decimal, etc. So based on that data type, it will have some fixed memory. Fixed memory means integer is always 32 bit, not less than that, not more than that. Y decimal, imagine, always 128 bit, not even less than that, not even more than that. That means whether I am storing 10 here or storing 200 here, it will take 128 bit memory only. That is called value type. Okay, so it is not changing the memory based on value or number of digits. But few more data type is there which is changing time to time the memory capacity. String, imagine your name is 5 character, it will take 10 bit. My name is 20 character, it will take 40 bit into 2. So we cannot give guarantee that always string will take 10 bit or 20 bit or 50 bit. Based on the data, it varies time to time. So string, object, any class, going forward there is a topic called class. So these are all called reference type because they never predefined the memory capacity. But when you go for integer, short, decimal, character, boolean, so these are already saying that, hey, we are defined, already predefined. You have to adjust as per our range. So that is called value type. So this is the quick understanding, but you go through that video, you will get more understanding about it. All right. So let's go to unboxing. If you understood boxing, just opposite of boxing is unboxing, guys. Okay, opposite of boxing is unboxing. So what do you mean? Meaning is, if right side value type and left side reference type data type, for example, we took right side decimal, left side string. So that is boxing. Just opposite of this is unboxing. Means right side, sometimes we are going to give string or object data type, but left side we have some other data type of value type category. Should I copy paste it and little bit change it so that it will be easier to understand for you? So I just copy pasted it. I wrote this is of unboxing category, and what I did, line number 63 I modified. What I will modify, I will say, hey, I don't want y equal to x, I want x equal to y. Make sense? Because always right side data goes and sits in left side. So now tell me, reference type is going and sitting in value type, or value type is going and sitting in reference type? Obviously here reference type is going and sitting in value type. So who will compromise its data type conversion? Obviously reference type. That means right side part. So y has to convert it to decimal. Do you understand? Y has to be converted to decimal. Then only this error will go. So this process of conversion again we will set as unboxing. So I will say here after unboxing the value of x is x, but first of all I have to change that, line number 63. So who can suggest me what should I write here? Absolutely. So convert dot to decimal. So convert dot to decimal. Now, is there anybody who thinks that why these guys are saying convert dot to decimal? What if I will say convert dot to string? Is there anybody who thinks that way? So that we can debate on that. Why it is 2 decimal? Why not 2 string? Anybody like that? No hesitation, guys. If confusion is there, confusion is there. We are here to learn only. So openly express your doubts and confusions. No problem. I will be sitting in your position and discuss with you. Alright. So everybody in same line that convert dot to decimal is the correct thing. Yeah, it is correct, because always right side should be compromised or casted as per the left side. Very simple to understand, whether it is boxing, unboxing, implicit or explicit. But the common thing is always right side data has to be converted as per left side data. Okay, so this is coming under unboxing. So after this fourth process, what I will do, I will go to Notepad and a couple of examples I will show you, and I will ask one by one, this is falling under which category, you have to answer me. Okay, I will ask whether it is falling under explicit or implicit, boxing or unboxing, and you have to answer me. Then only I will be clarified that okay, you people have understood correctly. So this is a reference type going and sitting in value type, so it should be falling under unboxing. All right, so let's call this and see how it is behaving. So I will call it here and I'll put a breakpoint here. Those who have attended last class, definitely you might be understanding what is this breakpoint all about and why we are calling it. Those who are newcomers, you please go through the previous video. You will come to know what are the process of debugging and why we are debugging. So debugging is nothing but line by line compilation. All right, so click on this green color arrow mark. It will start debugging from line number 62. That means compiler came and sit in line number 62. It is waiting for me, asking me, if you want to proceed further, can you please go F10, F10, F10. So I will come function key F10, F10 and F10. Okay, so X value I got it, Y value also I got it. Either I directly gave the value or I will ask user to enter, that is all fine, no problem. But I got the value for X and Y, that is more important for me. So this time it is called assigning the value. When you get it from user, console.writeLine, console.readLine, that time we say it as accepting the value. So I assigned 778 to X and I assigned 245.67 to Y. Now idea is, can I store this 245.67 in X? That is the question mark. Now answer is yes, you can. Only thing is you have to go for something called unboxing. So I'm unboxing Y to store in X. Why I said unboxing? Because the reference type is getting unboxed to store in a box called Y, X. Box, why we say it as box? Because it is limited memory space. Whenever a limited space, we say it as box, right? Whenever a limited, like you are saying, I have 2 boxes. I want to go for packing because tomorrow I have to travel. So you have limited space for 2 boxes. That's why that is called a box. Box means a limited boundary space. 128 bit means 128 bit. 32 bits means 32 bit only. So this Y has to be unboxed so that it can occupy inside a decimal variable. So decimal needs 128 bit. So you have to unbox it, because Y was saying, bhai, I am unlimited memory. But X is saying, who cares, you are unlimited memory, I need 128-bit memory, you have to unbox it as per that. So it is unboxing it, because previously it was unlimited memory, now it is coming to the X. So it has to be unboxed and then store inside a X variable, which is 128-bit memory. So now you take the mouse and see in X what it is showing. It is saying previously it was double code 245.67. Now it is without double code 245. That means no more string. It is now treated as decimal. So we got it, whatever we wanted to get. And someone was asking whether old value of X will be there or not. Absolutely not. If you go and check in X here, it will say no, I don't have 778 because somebody has overwritten my old value with new value, right? So now if I will go for F10 and see the output window, it will say old value gone, new value came, that too in the unboxed way. Unboxed way means remove the double code and make it compacted as per 128-bit memory. No unlimited anymore now. When it was in Y, it was unlimited memory. But when it came to X, now it is saying, I have a limited memory called 128-bit. So you have to convert to that decimal, then only I can accept it. So this is done. That means unboxing is done. So if you see process is not much difficult. Everywhere we are using the same process, right? Convert dot to something, convert dot to something, everywhere as per the left side. There is no difficulty in the process. Only here what to remember is category, because when you will start working in industry, maybe your senior will come and say that, hey, have you boxed it? You have to understand that what he is saying. Have you boxed it? Have you unboxed it? They will not take 2 to 3 minutes time to tell you and explain you, hey, right side integer is there, left side so and so data type is there, can you please convert dot to that so that it will convert and store in left side. They don't have that much time to explain you. They will say, have you boxed it? If you are not boxed, please box it. So that you have to understand as a developer what they are saying. Okay, so boxing, unboxing. Did you explicitly did or implicitly did? They will ask like this. Suddenly you have to understand that what they are asking about. Did you explicitly did or implicitly did? So that you have to quickly understand only if you have understanding about this casting. Now one more small general knowledge I will tell you about decimal particularly. After that I will go to some questionnaire. That means couple of questions I will ask you for a better clarity that you have understood what I taught in these 4 categories. Then we will go to the parsing one. Okay. So what is general knowledge about it is, I want to put in line number 63.98 for example. Can you see one red color underline is showing here? Okay. When I put 98, it is showing some red color underline. Here my question is, why X is decimal, I am also putting decimal in right side. Why it is showing error? Currently whatever I am explaining you, it is nowhere related to typecasting, guys. It is just a general knowledge. So I will take this line into notepad and we will discuss about it. But this is also decimal 778.98 and this is also decimal. Why it is not matching? It should match, right? Decimal is having even a bigger range. If you see the notes, let me open that notes. This could be an interview question most of times, so understand it carefully. Can you see decimal? It is saying, hey, minus 1028 to 7.9 into 1028. That means it's a 128-bit memory range. It is a big range actually. I just gave a small range. 778.98. Chalo, even I will give even further range less. Imagine I am giving simply 5.9. Forget about bigger range. Still it is saying no to me. Why so? Anybody? Any idea? At least those who have little bit worked in .NET before. Anybody? Nah. Why below? I will delete this line. For example, still it is showing error. Compile, it will show compilation error. Because unless that red color underline will go, it will not allow me at all. Okay. Let me tell you that. Still, anybody there who knows about it? Particularly those who have little bit idea about .NET, worked before in C# and so on. Not only you guys, I will tell you, you call some 20 students who have 5 to 7 years experience and ask this question, you will get very less people who can answer this question. Okay, let me tell you. So here one, I will go to that note. Can you see here, we have 3 data type. One is float, one is double, one is decimal. Float is taking 32-bit, double is taking 64-bit, decimal is taking 128-bit. Okay. First thing is to differentiate whether my data should take 32-bit or 64-bit or 128-bit. To differentiate between all of these 3, they have some notation. Everybody will know that. If they are at least 1 year experience also, they will be knowing about it, no problem. But after this, one more question I will ask, which people rarely will come to know. Here you have to give M. Here you have to give, let's say, Y equal to same value 778.98. Suppose I have to give F, and if I have double, let's say Z equal to, let it same value also, doesn't matter. I will have to give D. First understanding is, because all of them are storing decimal values, to differentiate for compiler whether it is float or the 778.98 will be taken as integer, double or decimal or float, they have the notation first of all. But remember, this F is not for float, this F is for flexible memory, and this decimal M is for memory management. So what is this memory management M all about? So notation is fine. F for float, D for double, M for decimal we are giving. But what this M all about? What this F all about? People may ask you. So this answer you have to understand. Remember, when you say F, it is not float, it is fixed memory or fixed distribution. Fixed distribution of memory. This D is for double of float. If you see here, 64, which is double of 32. So double of float. So in general they name it as D. Double of float. That means one angle, this is also float only. Only the range is double. Now question arises, float and double are fixed distribution of memory. Decimal is managed memory or memory management. What is this difference all about? So these two are single category and this is little different category. So both of these are fixed because it is taking more memory, double of the memory of float, that's why D. But actually this is managing the memory and distributing the data, and this is fixed distribution of the memory. We have to understand about it. First I will go for float and double. Either float or double if you have declared and you have stored that 778.98. Okay, as I said, many interviews you will face this question, and unfortunately 90% of the student will be fail in this. So you should make yourself little different than others. So carefully understand this concept and be ready for answering that. 778.98. Whenever you write float or double, imagine it is float, for example. You have taken it as float, for example. So float is taking how much memory, guys? It is taking 32-bit memory, right, as per our notes. So 32-bit, suppose. Then what it will do, before decimal place it will take 16-bit, and after decimal place also it will take 16-bit. That is called equal distribution of the memory. So here also 16-bit. Now imagine you are working in a scientific firm and they want left side part 16-bit. When we say 16-bit, it is something like this much memory. Can you see? 0265535. This is the range of 16-bit. So left side they are saying we don't need that much big number, but right side part, decimal part, we need little bigger number. Okay, like in scientific calculation it will be something like this, right? But unfortunately float will say, even though you are not utilizing left side memory space fully, all 16-bit memory, right side 16-bit memory comparing to this number, it is too large. I cannot adjust any memory from the left side to right side because it is called fixed distribution of memory. F for fixed distribution of memory. So in case of float and double, it will not compromise at all. It will not adjust at all any memory from left side to right side or right side to left side. That is the reason it is F. F means fixed distribution of memory. But when you go for M, it is called managed distribution of memory, or in small term we say memory management. So what it will do, if you have written decimal, this decimal will take how much memory? 128-bit memory. So that 128-bit memory, it will distribute equally, first of all, 64 and 64. Alright, before decimal 64, after decimal 64. Now imagine it is a very scientific calculation. They don't want all 64-bit memory in the left side part, but rather they want more memory in the right side part. Then your decimal can help you for that. It can adjust any extra memory remaining from the left side to right side or other way around. Imagine it is something called salary. Now tell me, in salary case, why you will have so much decimal places? You will say 2 decimal is enough for me. Rather, if you can increase some numbers in the left side, that is better for me. Either salary or turnover of the company. So they don't care about point something, but they will more care about the left side because they need more number in the left side. That's why it has seen that whenever there is one memory distribution required between left side and right side, we used to take decimal. And whenever there is no need, we are very 100% sure that this will take something like 8 digit of memory, this will take something like 8 digit of memory. We are 100% sure. Not more than that, not even less than that also. Less than that, no problem. Not more than that, we are sure. Then we are usually going for float and double. So to differentiate this memory management as distributive or non-distributive, we have this notation. So now if you go here and inform that this is distributive, then this error will go. It will say that, okay, I understood. You want to take it as distributive memory. So since they force you decimal as distributive, they force you to make it as M for memory management. Otherwise, every time what compiler could have been done, imagine this X you are using somewhere here, below somewhere here. Now compiler has to go every time to top and check, hey, X is float or X is decimal or X is double, and then it will come back and allow you. Rather than that, to reduce the performance of the application, they said initially you inform that it is managed memory, so that in future compiler will not have any confusion that fixed distribution of memory or managed distribution of memory. That's why you have to notate it as M. So float and double, either 32-bit or 64-bit. 32-bit means you have to say fixed F. Double of 32-bit is nothing but 64-bit. So in that case, you have to say D. But in case of decimal, you have to say M always. Similarly, any value you are assigning or calculating. Imagine somebody is calculating pi r square. Okay. Unfortunately, that pi is 3.14, which is a decimal. So simply 3.14, if you write, it will wrong. It will say, hey, you have to tell me fixed 3.14 or managed memory 3.14. So that is forced by compiler to mention. Now it is done. But when we are writing simply 5, you don't need it, because 5 is 5, there is no decimal at all. So why should we inform compiler saying that if left side more data, take it from right side. If right side more data, take the memory from left side. Why should we inform it? Because it's round number. But the moment you are going to write something like this, you have to tell that if by chance this memory is overflowing than 64-bit, take it from left side. Or by chance that memory is overflowing as per half of that is 64-bit, then please take it from right side. So this kind of dynamic memory management you can do with the help of this notation called M. Only for decimal, not for other data types. Right? That is one general knowledge I wanted to tell you. So most of times you will face this in interviews and you have to be ready for that. Okay, now quick question from my side, just to check your understanding. We have 4 categories: implicit, explicit, boxing and unboxing. I will give one example here and I will ask you whether it is falling under which category. Should I write here like a note? Okay, so this is just a note, not a chapter or anything, just a general knowledge. Now I'll put underline here and some question I will ask to you. First is, I have long some a equal to something. Okay, I have long some a equal to something, and I have integer b equal to something. Now what I'm doing, I'm saying a equal to b. Actually, whomever I will ask, you can answer, guys, huh? Just to cross check everyone. So yeah, I will ask from bottom to top this time. Newcomer Vijaya, tell me, this a equal to b when I'm writing, it will be falling under which category of our typecasting? You are on mute, you can unmute and speak. Vijay, are you able to hear me? Other people, are you able to hear my voice, guys? Am I audible? Okay, okay. All right. I think she is not able to hear me. I will ask somebody else. Soumya. Now, if I'll write a equal to b, first thing is it will allow me or not. Second thing is, if allow or not allow, whatever, it will fall under which category? Soumya, are you able to hear me? I don't able to hear you. Okay. All right. Kavya. Kavya, are you able to hear me? So this will fall under which category of typecasting? Very good. It is implicit, because integer takes 32-bit, long takes 64-bit. Both are of value type, so definitely it will be coming under implicit. Very good. Now little bit I will change and I will ask some other guy. Okay, so guys, you must answer so that you will be visible in the class, and visible students, you know, always better. You know what? Because my confidence level will be more towards you, so that it will be always better. So be visible in the class, because my class is always both way interaction. no need to be fully silent throughout the 1 hour, and the moment class is over, then scratching the head that what is this, what is that, and so on. Better then and there you clarify if you have doubt, and if you don't have doubt, answer my questions. Okay, next is here I will write decimal, and here I will write something like string. Okay, and the string B is within double quote. Now I wrote A equal to B. Okay, now I wrote A equal to B. So what category it will be? I will ask to Vindu. Explicit, huh? Are you sure? How can you say explicit? No. We have to mention, obviously. We have to mention. But problem part is definitely it will show error here, isn't it? In B. Now, what conversion we need? That is my question. Unboxing. Yes, unboxing. Yes, this is unboxing, because right side reference category and left side value category, so it is unboxing. Okay, very good. Now I will make something like this. I will make it there is a data type, guys, object data type. Okay, let's see how many of you are answering this question correctly. I expect maximum of you will answer incorrectly. Then I will tell you what is that. So here I have object data type. Okay, object data type. Instead of string, I made it object data type. Now what I want, I will say B equal to A. B equal to A. Okay. Now my question here is, first of all, it will show error or it will not show error. One by one I will ask. Harish, tell me, first of all, it will show error or it will not show error? No, I have not done boxing or anything. Simply I wrote B equal to A. Okay. No, I will ask one by one. Yeah, okay, no problem. I will ask to somebody else because I think some class or something going on behind you, so there are a lot of crowd. Deepak, question is for you. Are you able to hear me, Deepak? You are on mute. Yeah. So I didn't write anything like convert dot to something or anything. Okay. I simply wrote B equal to A. So will it really work or it will show error? You think it will work? Okay. How you think it will work? Yeah, very good. That's good answer. Object data type is parent of every data type or base of every data type. So object will accept anything that you give. That is what I wanted to tell, the general knowledge about object data type. So all data type, whatever we have in our list, okay, S byte, sort, U sort, whatever you see here, all of them, they have inherited from object data type. This is also an interview question, guys, right? Most of times you will face this question. What is special about object data type? Then you have to say object data type is parent of all data type. That's why object can store any data. You store within double code 87, it will say mostly welcome. You store your name, it will say mostly welcome. You store something like 98.57, it will say mostly welcome. Any data you store, it will say mostly welcome. Okay, that's why B will say, I don't mind any data you give it to me. No need for any type conversion. So this is again a general error. So should I write under this typecasting as a note here, object data type is parent data type of all data type. So it will allow any kind of data without typecasting. Okay, that is a special feature of object data type. That means I didn't do any typecasting here, you can see, but still it will allow me. That means in one hand it is implicit. Whenever this kind of behavior comes, you don't need to write converter to something, you usually say implicit, don't you think so? But one in other way you can see reference data type, value data type is going and sitting in reference type. That means in other way if you see, it is boxing, don't you see? Understand carefully. In one hand I am saying this is kind of implicit, in other hand I am saying it is kind of boxing also. Who is not understanding this point? I said kind of implicit because I am not forced to write converter to object. I am not forced to write converter to object. Without writing that also it will allow me, because object is parent data type of all. In other hand, right side value type, left side reference type. Whenever right side value type and left side reference type, you know that it is coming under boxing. That means now question mark is, will it treated as implicit category or will it treated as boxing category? But I'll tell you, there is a special category for only this, that is called implicit boxing. Okay, so in interview they will not ask simply implicit, they will not ask simply explicit, they will not ask simply boxing, because they know you people might have faced at least 10 questions before going to the interview. But they will ask what is implicit boxing, that you have to answer. So you have to tell object data type is parent data type of all data type, so it can accept any other data type without any typecasting, just like implicit. But when value type will be in the right side and object type as a reference type will be in the left side, then it will also fall under boxing. That's why it is called implicit boxing. Any question on this? So these are all special cases in case of casting. Okay, implicit boxing. Here M is mandatory to mention, then only it will understand that managed distribution of memory. So these are all little extra things on top of your general implicit, explicit boxing and unboxing. So you have to tell this is category of implicit boxing. Now on top of this, a question I will ask, whether anybody, it is open for everybody, whoever can answer it. Implicit boxing is possible, we saw it here. Can you tell me whether implicit unboxing is possible or not? Implicit unboxing will be possible or not? Second is explicit So first come to first question, implicit unboxing will be possible or not? So most of people said not possible. Anybody thinks it is possible, guys? Is it possible? So let's go for that. I have any data type. I will mute it. Some children are crying. Guys, are you getting any noise like this from my side also? So let me know if you have any noise from my side. I will take care. Okay, all right. So let's focus on this point. Implicit unboxing is possible or not? Acha, unboxing means what you understand? Right side is reference type, isn't it? Right side is reference type. So right side is reference type already. That means something like let's say integer x equal to 10, and right side, let's say object y equal to something, let's say 20 or 90 I will give. Now I said x equal to y, then only it will be possible. No? If x equal to y will be possible, then only you can say it is possible, right? So do you think x equal to y here possible? Object is parent of all, that's why it was allowing all data type. But doesn't mean that all other data type will allow object. Let me write that point here. Object is a parent type, so it may allow all data type, but not necessarily all will allow object. Not necessarily all will allow object. Do you think integer is a parent data type? Then why it will allow any other data type? So when left side value type is must in case of unboxing, understand this point again. If left side value type is must in case of unboxing, is there any value type which is parent type? Is there any value type in our list which is a parent type? No. Only and only one parent type is there, that is object type. That's why it will never be possible. That statement itself says that it is never be possible. So implicit unboxing will never be possible because there is no value type which is a parent type, because there is no value type exists which is a parent type. And in this case, unboxing means left side definitely value type has to be there, but value type never becomes a parent type. Only one parent type is there, that is called object type, and unfortunately that is a reference type. That's why implicit unboxing is never be possible. Okay. So when you go to experience level interviews, these are the questions you will get, guys. Maybe in fresher level you may escape by what is implicit, what is explicit, etc. But when you will go for experience level interviews, these are the points they will make you in trouble. Explicit boxing, think about it. By boxing means what? Left side reference type, right side value type. Now think, always we need explicit, na? Because both are two different category at all. So explicit boxing is mandatory or not? This time I didn't say possible or not. I said mandatory or not. So who can answer this? Yes, it is mandatory. Yes, you are right. So explicit boxing is always mandatory, because boxing should be always explicit. That's why you would never say explicit boxing, we say it as simply boxing. Because when it is always mandatory, then why should we say explicit boxing, explicit boxing? They said it as simply boxing. But okay, for the sake of question, I will say explicit conversion is always mandatory in case of boxing. Make sense? Anybody have any confusion? So these are 2 points you have to write as note again. So when you go for experience level little interviews, that time this kind of questions they will ask and they may confuse you. Little bit we took extra time, so I will stop the recording here.